Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for October 12th, 2020. Sure, anyone can cook, but what do you do if there are no chefs left in the kitchen? Well, while we've been visibly tracking construction on Remy's Ratatouille adventure in the France Pavilion of EPCOT, progress on the ride's interior is at a standstill, making it nearly impossible for the beloved rat ride to open this year at EPCOT after numerous setbacks. Mass layoffs have both directly and indirectly affected projects throughout Walt Disney World, and while not officially laid off, we know that some of those responsible for finishing this attraction and the scenes inside of it, which as you might imagine are integral to the completion of the attraction, many of those people remain on furlough and will still be on furlough for a few months, so they've been told. The work we've seen completed so far is being done purely on the exterior of the attraction and on the surrounding France Pavilion expansion, meaning that while the contractors are finishing up outsourced work, the interior of the attraction remains very unfinished. Interior set teams have not been back on the site since the reopening of the parks in July, and much of the attraction is still incomplete, to the point where it would be impossible, barring a last-minute Herculean effort, for Remy's Ratatouille adventure to open in 2020 at EPCOT. So far, we've seen standby FastPass and single rider entrance signs installed. We've seen all sorts of things happen outside. But again, it sounds like Remy's Ratatouille adventure will not open as originally thought this year. Of course, we thought it would open earlier this year, and then COVID happened, and now doesn't seem like it's going to happen this year at all. You'll note that Remy's Ratatouille adventure, among other upcoming Walt Disney World attractions, were missing from the list of priority projects recently outlined by the Disney Parks Division. The projects that were listed were the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser at Walt Disney World, plus the Avengers Campus and Runaway Railway at Disneyland Resort. That's right, Disney chose a luxury hotel as a most important project over anything you could go see in a park. Initially, many thought this was an oversight, but given the way the Remy project is progressing, it's clear that the Disneyland Paris transplant is low on the priority scale at this point. That being said, it also appears like most of the things that were promised for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary probably won't make it, and knowing that this attraction probably only needs a couple weeks of work once you bring these individuals back to work on the interior, means that you could actually guarantee this for the 50th anniversary at this point, which, by the way, is October 1st, 2021. So maybe they're just holding it for the 50th at this point, so there's something. It will be very sad if Walt Disney World's 50th is really reduced to this clone of a Paris ride that most people don't even think is very good. But we'll see what happens. A new sign has been set up at the entrance of the Walt Disney World theme parks to warn guests that they'll be asked to leave the park if they don't wear their face mask correctly. The sign shows a figure with arrows indicating the mask should cover both the nose and mouth. Face mask must also be an approved covering, or guests may be asked to leave in that case as well. Despite Florida transitioning into Phase 3, a face mask mandate is still in effect for all of Orange County and Orlando. Face masks are required in most locations. News of layoffs across Disney parks continues to surface as notices of separation have been sent to seasonal cast members. Seasonal cast members typically work during busier holiday seasons when staffing had to be ramped up due to heavy crowds, filling in for assorted positions across the resort. When cast members began getting called back for work in July, most seasonal cast members remained furloughed, but now those cast members are receiving their official layoff notices. Unlike most part and full-time employees, seasonal cast members were sent an email in lieu of a call. Part-time and seasonal cast members are among the most impacted in the latest wave of layoffs, given the full-time and unionized cast members have greater seniority in most cases. Of the 28,000 domestic employees affected, about 67% were part-time. Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom has debuted an entirely new background music loop. The loop is approximately 15 minutes long, includes nods to some of the Arabian Coast area music from Tokyo Disney Sea. Caribbean Plaza by the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction also got a new background music loop of faster-paced sea shanties. You can check out our YouTube videos right here on the channel to hear both of these loops. Despite an announced Princess and the Frog retheme for Splash Mountain at the Magic Kingdom, we've noticed a number of improvements to the attraction in the past few weeks, including the fixing of the problematic $1 Million Rabbit animatronic to a newly restored projection showing Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear. You'll recognize this scene as one of the early ones in the show of the attraction, establishing Brer Rabbit's need for excitement and adventure, and the chase by Brer Fox and Brer Bear. Come across two younger bunnies looking out from their country home to the fields, and look yonder, there goes Brer Rabbit, says the rabbit on the steps. Scene then pans over to a distant hill where the silhouette of the Bears appears via projection. You also may know throughout the existence of this ride, this projection has always, for some reason, been a problem. At some points, it was so faint you couldn't see it, and then it's been broken for weeks now. It is nice to see this back, but on the opposite side of things, there are still many problems with the animatronics in this ride, including this stork or crane, whatever type of bird this is. We noticed he was kind of jittery earlier in the week, and now as we get to Monday, well, he just fell over in the boat. So the maintenance problems continue at Walt Disney World. Our thanks to Magical News Live for the clip of him laying in the boat. But one step forward, one step back for Splash Mountain, it seems. On a recent trip, we noticed a discrepancy between the mobile and physical menus at the lunching pad, which recently reopened in Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom. On the mobile order menu, there's a plain Mickey pretzel, a cream cheese warm stuffed pretzel, and a pepper jack pretzel. Meanwhile, the physical menu lists the jalapeno pretzel, but not the pepper jack pretzel. As you may know, the jalapeno pretzel has been gone, I think, for years, from what I remember, one of my personal favorites, although I was willing to accept the pepper jack as a replacement. But now, indeed, there are 3 different stuffed pretzels at the lunching pad, and the jalapeno pretzel is back in addition to cream cheese and pepper jack. To read our full review of the returning jalapeno pretzel, head on over to our website. This weekend only, Disney Junior character Mira of Mira Royal Detective made a special guest appearance in the Disney Junior Stars Motorcade at Hollywood Studios. The motorcade features favorite characters such as Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, Fancy Nancy, and more. You can watch the full motorcade right here on our channel. California Governor Gavin Newsom seemed much more willing to talk about theme parks during October 12th's COVID-19 update and Q&A presser, hinting that progress is being made on the reopening of the parks, but not without some necessary research. When asked about reopening preparations, Newsom indicated that his office is sending out teams to theme parks like Walt Disney World in order to get, quote, a better sense of what's going on and perform some first-hand research of current COVID guidelines. Quote,
this week, as a proof point of that, we have supported an effort to actually find out directly by sending our own team to these sites as it relates to theme parks to get a better sense of what's going on. While we absolutely take people's word for information that they provide us, we want to see things for ourselves. But we are California, and we have values, and we have an approach, and we have a new frame of discipline, and we're going to be stubborn in terms of keeping people's health front and center.
The state will be providing a further update tomorrow on county rates. However, considering that people from all over the world will want to come visit Disneyland and other theme parks in the state, that will require even more nuanced decisions on what to include in reopening guidelines. Newsom recently stated that California was in no hurry to issue theme park reopening dates or guidelines, stating science will guide any announcements. Of course, Disney clapped back, as Jessica would say, and said that they will do things safely. But we'll see what happens in this ongoing saga. 2 fan favorite shows at both Disneyland and California Adventure are not going to return due to layoffs and the ongoing closure of the resort's theme parks. Performers were informed via email over the weekend about the show closures for Mickey and the Magical Map at Disneyland Park and Frozen Live at the Hyperion at Disney California Adventure. Of course, the website has not been updated yet, but obviously the performers were told about this, so it's pretty official at this point. According to the Orange County Register, Disneyland plans to lay off over 200 actors as the shows have officially ended their runs. From the Orange County Register, quote, end of a run notices have been sent to the actors in both shows, according to the American Guild of Variety Artists West. We have been told that Disney will be laying off 214 of our members, which represents approximately 70% of our members currently employed at the Disneyland Resort. AGVA West Disneyland Representative Steve Rosen said via email. AGVA West remains in bargaining talks with Disney. Quote, at this time, no AGVA members have received layoff notices, Rosen said. There's precedent to believe that the shows may possibly return, but technically an end-of-run notice indicates that the show has been permanently closed. Performers were informed via email late Friday night about the show closures. Salt and Straw is known for their unique ice cream flavors, from olive oil to pear and blue cheese and more, but they really went all out for Halloween this year We stopped into their location at downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort to see what spooky magic was brewing. We tried a couple of their Halloween flavors, the Great Candy Copia and Creepy Crawly Critters. We must say they're even better than they sounded on the menu. That last one includes bugs, by the way, actual candied bugs. To read our full review of both of these, head on over to our site. I highly recommend it because I think Salt and Straw is the greatest ice cream parlor I've ever been to in my life. Made Ample Hills look like trash. Really big quality difference. Marceline's Confectionery is the one-stop shop for sweets at the downtown Disney district at Disneyland Resort. And this year, they've brought out some delicious offerings of candied apples, marshmallow wands, and even a crispy treat pie slice. We stopped by to sample some of the new offerings for the season, the Churro Marshmallow Wand and the Magic Mirror Crispy Treat. To read our review of those, you can also head over to WDWNT.com. It looks like face characters have returned to Tokyo Disneyland. A handful of character meet and greets reopened last month. Mary Poppins, Bert, Rapunzel, and Flynn Rider are the first face characters we've seen. Mary Poppins and Bert were waving and speaking to guests from a safe distance. Rapunzel and Flynn Rider were also waving from the stairs in World Bazaar. We're excited to see face characters back at Tokyo Disney Resort, and hopefully more will come soon. First, the Haunted Mansion, and now this. It seems Disney is working on yet another attraction-based film, this time themed to Space Mountain. The film, set for a theatrical release, maybe not after the news that we have coming up next, is being written by Joby Harold, currently writing and executive producing the Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars series for Disney+. From The Hollywood Reporter, quote, Disney is getting ready to ride Space Mountain onto the big screen. The venerable ride is getting the movie treatment, with studio hiring Joby Harold, who worked on a range of movies from Zack Snyder's upcoming Army of the Dead to Warner's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, to write the script for what is to be a live-action adaptation. Harold will also produce with partner and wife Tori Tunnell and their Safe House Pictures banner. Also producing is Ride Back, the shingle run by Dan Lin and Jonathan Irich, and was behind Disney's billion-dollar grossing Aladdin. Logline details are being kept hidden amidst the rings of Saturn, but it's described as a family adventure. The project, which is in the early stages, is intended for theatrical release. Given that project is still in early development stages, we hope there'll be plenty of time for the movie business to bounce back by the time it debuts. And let's hope that Jungle Cruise makes it to the big screen. That thing's been delayed several years at this point. It's supposed to be next summer. I want to see this movie. Please give us Jungle Cruise, not on Disney Plus, in a theater, please. Disney has just announced a major restructuring, shifting the company's focus to direct-to-consumer entertainment, particularly their streaming services. In light of the tremendous success achieved to date in the company's direct-to-consumer business and to further accelerate its DTC strategy, the Walt Disney Company announced a strategic reorganization of its media and entertainment businesses. Under the new structure, Disney's world-class creative engines will focus on developing and producing original content for the company's streaming services, as well as for legacy platforms, while distribution and commercialization activities will be centralized into a single global media and entertainment distribution organization. Say that 8 times fast. The new Media and Entertainment Distribution Group will be responsible for all monetization of content, both distribution and ad sales, and will oversee operations of the company's streaming services. It will also have sole P&L accountability for Disney's media and entertainment businesses. The creation of content will be managed in 3 distinct groups: Studios, General Entertainment, and Sports, headed by current leaders Alan F. Horn and Alan Bergman, Peter Rice, and James Pitaro. The Entertainment and Media Distribution Group will be headed by Kareem Daniel, formerly president of Consumer Products, Games, and Publishing. All 5 leaders will report directly to Bob Chapek, the Chief Executive Officer. Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products will continue to operate under the existing structure, led by Josh D'Amaro, the Chairman of Parks, Experience, and Products, who will continue to report to Chapek. Rebecca Campbell will serve as Chairman, International Operations, and Direct-to-Consumer. Bob Iger, in his role as Executive Chairman, will continue to direct the company's creative endeavors. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. This program is brought to you by our travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part, their services are free. Hotel, park tickets, dining, and more. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. The Vacationeer, the official travel agency of WDWNT. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. Also, don't forget to visit carouselofproducts.com and get your Lime and orange garage magnets right now. They're only $5 each. We're running out. Better hurry. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Looking for the latest in Disney news on the go? Then download WDWNT the app. From news to videos to park hours and more, WDWNT the app is your one-stop shop for the latest from the Disney world. Available on iPhone and Android, just search for WDWNT in your device's app store.